post-show, it can be a mindfuck.
And all I gave you is gold.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I wanted to do a video on the dirty reality or harsh reality of bikini prep. A couple things you guys should know if you're thinking about competing. You see it on Instagram, you see how glamorous and gorgeous the girls are with their sparkly bikinis, and everything just seems so awesome with their hair and the makeup and the beautiful donut you get to eat after. I'm gonna break it down for you guys and just kind of expose bikini prep and what you might have to deal with and go through if you're considering doing a bikini competition. Now for myself, I have competed in 10 NPC bikini shows. I've competed at the national level, a local level, I've competed at the Arnold Classic, so it's not my first rodeo. I've learned a lot of things throughout these past 2.5 years of competing, and I'm just gonna kind of share some things that you guys should know. So the first thing I wanted to mention is competing is expensive. Unless you have someone to pay for your show fees, pay for your bikini, you have sponsorships, which you probably don't for your first show, it's going to be a pretty penny. Don't be surprised if you pay around $1,000, and that's just because you have your competition suit, you have your heels, you have your registration, you have your gym membership, all the food you're paying for, if you get a hotel, you get an airplane. If you get an airplane, don't buy an airplane. If you get a flight, it all adds up, and it is not a cheap sport at all. Just know if it's not in the budget for you guys, there's always going to be a show. Bodybuilding isn't going anywhere, especially the bikini and like figure divisions. Like, they're gonna be around for a while. So if you don't have it in your budget, just take time, save up for it. And if you are wanting sponsorships or anything like that, that's something that you're going to have to kind of like bite the bullet first and compete and spend a little bit before you get anything out of it. This isn't a sport where you're like getting like rained on with money. Like, no, this is a sport that you really have to do because you love it. So number 2 is, if you don't have a reason why you're competing and you're only doing it to get like revenge or get this hot body, don't compete. You have to have a purpose. You have to have a reason why you compete. If it's just to get a hot body, no, like that's not going to be enough, because you're going to have days where you don't want to work out, where you don't want to do it, where you don't even like want to get out of bed. And if you don't have that why there, I can guarantee that you're not going to be successful in the sport. You're not going to bring the conditioning that is necessary for stage. You need to have a good reason why and a good purpose. Personally, my purpose is I like to challenge myself as an athlete. I was a gymnast growing up. I love to train like really insane and hard, and I've gotten my degree in exercise science, so I'm very passionate about fitness and training, and therefore I like to take my knowledge and apply it and like kind of train myself as an athlete. And I just love sculpting my body. I just love sculpting my body and seeing the changes that it can make in just a couple weeks. It's just so incredible and amazing to me. And also, just as a person, I learn so much about myself, and that's really why I compete. I love the process. I love seeing the changes in my body and love seeing how strong I can be. Prep always shows me that I'm stronger than I think I am, and that's just like an incredible thing to me. But for you guys, if you're wanting to compete just like for the hell of it, for fun, there's gonna be days where it's not fun. I'm just being honest. Like, there's gonna be days where it sucks and you're cold and you're tired and you don't want to eat low carb and you have to. Yeah, if you just want to be hot, it's not enough. Number 3 is, know that people won't really understand. Like, sometimes you're going to have people in your family or your friends or just in your group who don't understand what you're doing. And this can be really challenging because people who don't understand will sometimes attack. And what I mean by this is, you're going to have events that you're going to have to go to, like Christmas or a birthday or a wedding. There's always going to be something, always going to be an event. You're going to have to travel. It's life. No matter if you're doing a spring show, summer show, fall show, there's always going to be freaking something on your calendar. I guarantee it. Like, for me, I had my 21st birthday 2 weeks before a show, and I also had graduation and all of those things right by a show, and you just have to deal with it because that's life. So if you have this goal, know that you're going to have those events come up, and you're also going to have people who don't understand why you have to be so structured and strict on your plan at those events. Now typically those people will kind of attack you and just say, you're already skinny, like why are you dieting, like why are you doing this, like do you even get money from it? And if you're having that during your prep, you're going to have to kind of explain yourself over and over again. It helps the more you do competitions because people see those competition photos and kind of get an idea of why you're training so hard and the purpose of it. But for me, I remember my first show and people being so confused when I would say, no, I can't have that, or I can't have this, or I'm eating something different than everyone else. For the most part, if people really don't understand, just ignore them. It's your life and you understand what you're doing, and that's all that's important. If the people you love or your friends or family are having any sort of like negative comments or emotions, it's typically because they don't understand. So education is the biggest thing that you can do for them, and then once they know more about it, they can be more supportive and give you that social support that you need. So the next thing, social support. You're going to need some sort of social support, rather that be through people or social media. And I find that social media can definitely help if you don't have real people, like just posting about your journey on like Instagram or YouTube or Twitter, whatever you use, can be helpful, and you can get some sort of social support, or find a community of bikini girls where you can get that social support that you need. And that's something that I want to do, is build a group of bikini girls where we can help support each other and uplift each other towards our goals. You definitely need some sort of social support. So find a girl at the gym, or a boyfriend, your mom or a sister or a sibling, anyone. You just need one person where you can kind of go to and talk. But let's be honest, like everyone just needs that in life in general, so I really hope you find that person there for you. If you have a coach, that can also be that person for you to help give you that support. Make sure you have a coach. Just make sure you have a coach that's supportive and will help push you towards your goals. That's like a really big thing when it comes to prep. So another thing, you're gonna need a coach unless you're just winging things, which I really don't recommend. I think everyone needs a coach. I actually am a bikini prep coach myself. I have prepped a couple girls for shows. I have my own coach, and the reason why I recommend girls getting a coach is when you look in the mirror and you're doing a physique sport, you can get a little twisted with your body image and you don't really see what someone on the outside can see. I always recommend having a coach because I find as people we second guess ourselves. Even if you have the knowledge and the tools there, you don't really know how to apply them for yourselves. You can apply them for other people, like for myself, I can apply them for my clients, but when it comes to myself and coaching myself, I'm not good at that. So I get my own coach. That's going to be another fee you're going to have to consider, but it's really important and you don't want to skimp on your coaching. Speaking of body image, after you do a show, your fit body that you had before competing is no longer fit and lean. As a competitor, you're taking your body fat to such a low level. And what I mean by this is typically women carry a body fat of 20 to 25%. That's a normal healthy female. An athletic female tends to be 15 to 18%. A bikini competitor is below 15%, downwards of 9% body fat. Yeah, it's really, really freaking lean. Once you see yourself at that lean body and you see the rebound post-show, it can be a mindfuck. You can look in the mirror and think, what is going on with my body? I'm gaining so much weight, clothes don't fit you, or you feel uncomfortable. It can be very mental and very tough to deal with. So make sure you love your body when you're starting. And I really, really am pushing this on you guys. You need to love your body before you compete and before you get lean. If you don't love your body now, you're not going to love it when you're lean. And you're definitely not gonna like it when you keep gaining weight after your show. Competitors, you're gonna have to gain weight after you compete. And you're going to need a post-show plan. So that's something else bikini competitors and competitors in general need to take note on. you can't be this lean. There's a lot of negative consequences, especially with being a female, that comes with being this lean. Hormones get messed up, sex drive, libido gets messed up, your skin can be dry, your hair can be dry and brittle, you just don't perform optimally at the gym. And you're also not at a level to get better and put on muscle mass being this lean. Therefore, after your show, you are going to have to gain some weight back. Now, do I mean gain 20, 30 pounds after your show? No, but I'm also going to say that you have to be comfortable with gaining a few more pounds back just to get your hormones regulated, to get your menstrual cycle back, all that good stuff. My other thing I have to say is competing is very subjective. So you could go on stage with the best body ever, like you're like, oh yeah, I got this, I'm going to freaking win, and then you don't even place. And that's why you have to do this sport for you. You can't do it for anyone else except for you. You need to go into show day with no expectations, knowing you brought your best, knowing you gave it your all for those cardio sessions, for those weightlifting sessions, and just know the judges that day might not like your suit color, so you don't place. Or they might not like your hair color, or your posing, or your tan's off, or this judge liked your glutes, but the other one liked your shoulders more, or the other one just didn't like you at all. And you're just going to have to keep that in mind. This is a subjective sport. Everyone has different preferences, and everyone has different preferences on different days. So it changes all the time, and the criteria, especially for the bikini division, is very iffy, and they're just trying to figure it out. So you'll see girls who are softer that place, you'll see girls who are super hard and shredded that are placing, and then you'll get girls who look awesome and they don't place at all. So keep that in mind for show day. You're gonna go in, and not all the time are you going to win and place and do awesome. You're gonna have days where you don't place at all, and that's okay. It's a learning process, and you need to just do it for you at the end of the day. Not for the judge, but do it mostly for you and knowing you brought your best to the stage, and that's the most important for competing. So last thing I'm going to kind of rant about and talk about in this video is, can you even diet? Bikini competitions and getting ready for a show takes a really long time. Some people think it takes a month and then you're in like tip-top shape, you're ready for a bikini competition. No. You're going to be dieting at least minimum 12 weeks. I have been dieting for a very long time, over 20 weeks, and hardly any of those days were free meals or having treats, and everything has been weighed out, calculated, counted for on MyFitnessPal. That's my method of like dieting, is flexible dieting. I don't do meal plans, I do flexible dieting, I track my macros, but even then it gets tough. You're going to have to be well calculated, very dedicated every single day, weeks on end. So ask yourself, can I do that? Like, can I even diet for 2 weeks? Those are things you need to consider before doing a competition, because you will be dieting for a very long time. You will be feeling burnt out, especially when it comes to peak week and towards the end of your show, or like going into your show, you're going to be feeling very burnt out and tired. And just ask yourself that honestly, can I diet, be accountable, track my food, not cheat for weeks on end? And if you can't, that's okay, because it's hard. And bikini competitions and bodybuilding is a freaking hard sport. And yes, I'm calling it a sport because there are winners and there are losers. And that's what I mean, losers. There are people who place and people who don't place. And it's not for everyone. It's hard, and you don't have to do a show to validate anything. You should just do a show for you, and because you love the sport of bodybuilding and you love your body and want to see it change over time into something different for a temporary period of time. So I hope this video was helpful in any way possible. If you did like today's video, make sure you give it a thumbs up. It helps support my channel, it helps me produce more videos for you guys, and also hit that subscribe button down below. I've been doing competitions lately. You can follow me along for my journey, but I'm also going to be stepping into reverse diet and off season soon. So if you guys are interested in seeing more about that, or more educational type videos when it comes to competing, just stay tuned to this channel, and I'm gladly here to help you guys and cut the bullshit and just be real with you. So I'll see y'all in next video.